hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today is a video I have been wanting to make for a very long time, probably about 6 months, but I have been a little bit nervous to do this because I'm a little worried that people are going to think I'm calling out specific luxury YouTubers, which I am not going to do. There is one specific person, but I am going to do my very best to not divulge very much of her identity, so you cannot find who I'm speaking about. But this is something I've been thinking of for years and wanted to make a video on for quite a while, and that is why the luxury influencer lifestyle is a lie. I absolutely cringe when I hear somebody say they have a luxury lifestyle, and I don't care who they are, and I don't have anybody specific in mind. A lot of YouTubers say that at some point in their videos. Some of them say it in every video, some of it say it so many say it. I don't have like a specific person that makes me cringe, so get that out of the way. So before we get into that, if you are new to my channel, my name is Melinda. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I am just so thrilled with the growth we have had on this channel this year, and if you have not done so already, I would appreciate it so much if you would hit that subscribe button down below. Just take a second and do that. So let's get right into this. This is kind of a tricky little topic here. I feel like in general there are so many lies and false things promoted on social media. So many things, not in just the luxury community. I have been watching this lady. She's absolutely lovely. Her name is Hannah. I believe her last name is Alonso. I will link her channel down below. She popped up in my feed one day because she's been doing this series on influencers and the fake things that influencers do. In general, when I think of an influencer, I think of somebody with bags, jewelry, stuff like that, stuff that I tend to gravitate towards more. It's a whole big world out there, but she gave this example of a woman who had all these empty honey jars, you know, like the little honey jars that you get at the grocery store, and she said she'd saved them all up during 1 month and did this project where she poured her kids' paint into the honey jars, different colors of paint. It was adorable. I don't know that I would have caught the lie. I honestly don't, because I don't use a lot of, I guess I should have, because I don't use honey. I don't use a lot, I don't use honey. But people were like, seriously? In the comment section, they're like, you used that much honey in 1 month? And then she shared where you can purchase the little honey jars on Amazon. It was a really cute little idea. She said she enjoyed the person's video, but to recognize it for what it's for sometimes. Sometimes it's just fake, sometimes it's just clickbait, sometimes it's a flat out lie. And she said, I liked her take on this, is like, you don't have to not like the influencer, whoever it is that you're watching, but be aware that sometimes this is just like a sitcom or a drama or something like that, and it's not based in a whole lot of reality. So, you know, in general on social media, myself included, we tend to show only the best parts of our life. I didn't tell anybody that my mom was sick. I had a really nasty comment in 2020, and I did write that on the comment, but I eventually deleted it. But I didn't tell anybody for a very long time what my family was going through. People don't want to watch sadness, and I mean, people were extremely supportive, and I appreciate all of you that were supportive through that. But in general, I think that a lot of us don't feel like anybody wants to hear the negative, and so we tend to keep it positive. But I would say my biggest question for people who are constantly saying this is, tell me what a luxury lifestyle is. What makes your lifestyle luxurious versus mine, versus my next door neighbor, versus anybody else's? What is so special about your lifestyle that's so luxurious? What are you doing differently than everybody else? I think we all have a very different definition of that. I know my definition of that has changed throughout the years. It has changed, you know, just as I've gotten older and having more disposable income now that my children are grown adults and are self-sufficient. But I think we all have some general things that we consider to be luxury. A roof over your head, knowing you're going to have food to eat, knowing you can pay your bills, knowing you can help your family members should they need some help from you. There's some things that I think that we can probably all agree on that are luxury. And then I feel like there's things that, you know, are so over the top, and I'm going to give an example of an over the top person, Oprah Winfrey, and she's the only really wealthy person that I'm going to talk about. Not that some of these people aren't wealthy, but I highly doubt they're Oprah wealthy, okay? She was on her show when it was still airing, and she said she changes her sheets every 2 days. And it's disgusting if you don't change your sheets every 2 days. And I'm sitting there, and at the time, I'm changing 3 different beds every week. I'm washing the children's clothes, my husband's clothes, my clothes. I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm like, you personally are not changing your sheets. You have somebody doing that for you, and that's a huge, huge luxury. But most of us are never going to be on that type of a level, and maybe that's part of the annoyance and the cringe-worthiness is that, you know, that to me is luxury. I don't know. But I think we do all have a very, very different opinion of it. And in my personal opinion, everything in your life does not need to be luxury, which is why I chose to wear a simple t-shirt. I have on the same jewelry that I had on in my last video, but I just chose to wear a very simple t-shirt because I don't need to dress up for this video. I feel like you can have a really good mix of high-end and low-end, and I talk about this on my channel all the time. And part of why I am doing this video is these 7 years that I have been on YouTube, I have had a lot of you either talk to me personally on Instagram or write on videos that a lot of influencers make you feel bad about yourself and your own life. And I don't ever want anybody to feel bad about themselves and bad about their lives, bad about anything else, and especially when so much of it is just completely fake. As you know, if you follow me, I do a lot of travel vlogs. My husband and I travel together all the time. We're able to do that now. But part of how we do that, many of you know I talk about it, we fly Southwest. I have Companion Pass, and we also have A-List, which means we get to get on the plane first. Everybody on Southwest gets 2 free checked bags, which comes in very handy when you have a 6'4" husband. Anything longer than a weekend, you have to check a bag. That saves us thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a year where we can actually travel. We actually calculated the dollar amount the other day, and I mean it's great. Do I love Southwest? It's the best for what it is. You couldn't pay me to get on Spirit or Frontier, but you know, yeah, it'd be nice to fly first class. We flew first class to Mexico a couple of years ago, and honestly, it wasn't spectacular. You know, for something like going to London, it's nice to upgrade because that's a really long flight, but we just don't see the need or the purpose. Sometimes we get really upgraded rooms. Sometimes we get the most base room there is. It just depends on how we're feeling. You know, it doesn't all have to be super high end. You don't have to always be dressed, you know, in super high end clothing. This is just for me, and you know how I feel this way. So there was another YouTuber who did a video, and I think she did it last year, so I'm probably going to have a very hard time finding the exact video, but I'm sure you watch her. Her name is Amelia Rose Closet, and I commented on her video. She did a great job. She showed a lot of pictures of all this fake stuff. I am not doing that because Hannah has been getting copyrighted and her videos have been getting flagged a lot lately, and she's not sure why. She has been disputing it, and sometimes they won't even tell her why. So I'm not doing that, but she did a great job with her video. But she called these people shiny pictures, and I call them, and I wrote this on her video, I call them glossy influencers. And I don't follow anybody like that on Instagram or on YouTube. And those are the people that I'm talking about that have fake pictures, pretending to be somewhere all the time, on the beach, the private plane, fake pictures. Have you heard of that one yet? That one's popped up in my feed several times. You can actually pay to get on a set that makes it look like you're on a private jet and maybe you've got a little glass of champagne or something. I don't know the point of that. I just don't know the point of that at all. It just blows my mind. It really blows my mind. But a lot of these people also will reshare their pictures, or they will take a whole bunch of pictures somewhere like beautiful, like, you know, a beautiful beach, or, you know, Europe, or some fabulous trip, and they'll save some of the pictures and then they'll be posting them later like, oh wow, you're back there like 2 months later, that place is really expensive, and wow. And it's like, no, they're not. They're sitting in their living room in their pajamas and just watching TV. And it's like, you've got to figure it out and like take a lot of it with a grain of salt and just be like, okay, that just doesn't make sense. Altered pictures and filters. This is a big one that really bothers me. I don't know how to filter. I have no clue. I'm not, you've seen my editing. I'm not that good at it. I certainly can't make myself look younger. I don't know how to do it on Instagram. I don't know how to do it on my phone. The only filter I know how to do is if this room doesn't have a lot of sunlight and I'm doing an outfit of the day picture, I hit a button on my phone that makes it brighter. It doesn't change any aspect of my skin or any of that. But there's these beauty influencers who, celebrity beauty influencers, who are showing their full skincare line while they have a full filter, and that is nothing what their face looks like. And you might be their exact same age and be like, well, why do I have lines and whatever and this person looks perfect? Well, because they're filtering. And filtering is, if you know how to do it, it's good. You can really fake some stuff. I don't care to do that. I just don't. And some of these influencers, if you zoom in on the picture, you can see that it is not a luxurious lifestyle. If you have a shoe shelf of sneakers right next to the bed that you sleep in, I don't ever want to wake up and see my sneakers. There's nothing luxurious about that. You gotta just look at the big picture here. Fake marriages. A lot of people get jealous of people's marriages and people's husbands spending a lot of money on them. I know my husband has bought me some very beautiful gifts that I have shared on here, but there are people who are getting $14,000 bracelets and showcasing them from their husband for Valentine's Day, while at the same time they're having an affair and they're divorced now and they're pretending that they're still married. Is so fake. It's like, you've got to really get into it. And you know, which I know as you're sitting there like, well, how can I trust you and that your marriage is real? I don't know, because we're boring and we've been together 35 years. We're not going anywhere. But you know, there was another influencer, and this is the one I want to be very careful about not identifying, because I don't want any ill to come her way. And please don't name anybody's names down in the comments. Don't do that. Don't do that to people. Sometimes you know full well who's fake, but I mean, let's try to be kind with this. But there was somebody, she has an amazing handbag and jewelry collection. And it turned out one of the pieces, she was saying, I'm trying to word this word, you can't figure it out who it is. One of the pieces, I'm not even going to tell you which jewelry piece it was, but it was discovered it was fake. It was proven it was fake. And it's been proven that some people have some fake bags and different things like that. I had mentioned in a video before about the YouTuber, which again, I won't give her a name because I won't give her a view. But she said anybody that didn't have a high subscriber like has fake everything. I have fake nothing. There are some that do though. She has a point. There's some that do. There's some that just have a few fake things and mix them in with the real thing. I don't care if anybody has fakes or not. It makes no difference to me. But if this is fake and you're telling me it's real, that's where my issue is. If it's fake and you're saying, I don't care, it's a knockoff, it's a dupe, you know, that's fine. But if you're trying to tell me you have the real deal, I don't go for that. But at the end of the day, I think the takeaway from this is to love your life. Love who you are, what you have, whatever stage of life you're in. I remember when my husband and I could only afford to go 1 week a year on vacation. We would take our girls when they were very little, and it was usually Disneyland or the beach or something like that. And maybe we could do like a weekend trip to somewhere like Gatlinburg that's not too far from here that we could drive to. I remember that was a great luxury. It was like so exciting that we could go and do something. I wasn't looking at people who could fly to Bora Bora and stay in the little tiki huts over the water. I still am not looking at those people. I still am not, but I think it's fun and beautiful. But at the end of the day, don't ever let anybody take your joy away because they have more than you, or they're pretending to have more than you, or they're pretending that their marriage is absolutely perfect. Nobody's is perfect. Mine's not perfect. Nobody's is perfect. At the end of the day, just love yourself, and just don't let people make you feel bad. Those comments they just get to me. It just can't stand it to see somebody sad over something. Social media, which, I follow a lot of really, really, really good influencers that are true, real, lovely, lovely people, and they are out there, so just look for them. I hope you have an amazing day today. I hope to talk to you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.